Yo, what is going on, guys? Just wanted to check in with you guys to give a trade recap for our Monday. Well, back testing kind of trade recap for Monday. Um, we did take one loss and one break even, so not bad overall. Um, yeah, one loss, one break even, and I'll kind of run through the trades with you guys really quickly. Got work early tomorrow morning, so it'll be one of those quick ones, but you guys kind of know the gist of um, what I'm kind of looking for. So overall, we're looking on the high time frame to see where where we're planning on going, right? So I see that we broke the structure here on the 4 hour. 1 hour is actually bearish as well. But the trade was taken on the fact that we have filled this 4 hour gap here. Basically looking for reactions from it, looking for our entry model from it. Um, But yeah, currently in this 4 hour Fair Valley gap here, 1 hour time frame, we don't really have anything in the 1 hour in terms of refinement, but the 4 hour would just, it will do. Um, then went on to the 5 minute to see whether um, whether we can get our entry model, which we ended up getting. So as you guys can see, we put in a high, we put in a low, took those lows, um, and broke structure. Pretty much just waited for a nice clean candle out of the zone here because ideally reacting off a 4 hour Fair Valley gap, we shouldn't have the need to uh, push back up again. But we did end up having that push back up just because price probably wanted to chase more liquidity or even fill in this gap a little bit more. So this trade was taken at about 1:30. So this would have been New York. So probably would have been open or something like this. Probably would have been open maybe, but yeah, we ended up getting a sweep of these highs. We get a nice displacement to the downside. We come up and retrace a little bit, and we get a nice bearish counter out of this move here. But unfortunately, we weren't able to go break even, which break even would have been at these lows here. But if we did consolidate a little bit, break even definitely would have been at these lows here. So yeah, one of those trades where I was unable to go break even, so I had to take the loss because we needed some room for the trade to play out. But in terms of what went wrong, um, honestly, I don't really see anything besides the fact that we weren't able to fill equilibrium within this range here. So as you guys can see, we're equilibrium between this high and this low, but price closes above this high, we would have another breaker structure to the upside. So internally, we would be bullish on the 1 hour, which would be a retracement on the 4 hour. So to me, this is a good trade, just because of the fact that at the time, price was bearish on all time frames. So we pretty much just waited for a sweep, which is what we had on the 5 minute. Waited for displacement, which we did get. We had that market structure shift, our breaker structure. Waited for a retracement into our POI zones, and we got a retracement. We got a nice bearish candle out of it. I'm happy to take shorts from this level, um, from these levels here. Um, we had a couple confluences as well within our entry. We had a couple 5 minute gaps here, as well as price being equilibrium. So we got a nice reaction from there. We had defense layers being this Fair Valley gap and this order block here. But yeah, again, one of those things where New York probably would have opened at 1:30. This is the 1:30 candle, so this probably would have been New York. I'm not sure what 17th of Feb. So this would have been. So I think market would have. Well, pre-market would have. This would have been around New York session opening. So again, one of those things that we have to take into account as well of why we do lose trade. That's why I am looking at full testing, so that way we're able to kind of test our strategy um, on a live market um, with oh yeah, on a live market with intent to kind of to see, whether when we're within those safe timelines, without news being affected or anything like that, if we're able to kind of see what we're able to kind of get, so it kind of mitigates the the errors, or kind of removes the error of taking a trade during London Open or New York Open or anything like that. Yeah, it kind of gets rid of that fact. So, we'll be in a safe kind of zone to take a trade from. So, this probably would have been New York. No, this was New York. Not sure if it was open or 30 minutes after open, but yeah, very, very choppy. We had good displacement out of our bearish zones after getting that sweep. But again, one of those things where we can't really do much besides take the loss because our break evens didn't get hit, which is okay. Just means that we have to move on to the next trade, and you know you learn from it. I mean, yeah. Again, the only thing that I could say that could have gone wrong was the fact that we still haven't filled in this whole range here. So buys could have worked, but ideally we want to follow the order flow trend, which at the time was the 1 hour and the 4 hour bearish. So we're looking for shorts. So that brings me on to the second trade, which is this one. So this was a break even. Um, as you guys can see, we I'm not sure what this is, but I did make a mistake on this one. So if I go onto the 1 hour time frame, I can see that within we were actually just wondering. No, it's a different price action, right? No, no, it's the same trade. Um, is it this one? Yes, it was this one. Okay, cool. So going on to the 4 hour, I'm looking to see what the 4 hour is doing. 4 hour, oh, quite bearish. Recent breaker structure was here, quite bearish, attacking these lows. Um, the 1 hour time frame, slightly bearish as well. We had an internal break at these lows as well. So this would have been our range for the day. Again, couldn't quite fill equilibrium, but close enough to the point that our fill could be at this 5 minute fair value gap. Not this 5 minute, this hourly fair value gap, which price actually tapped into. Um, I then pretty much waited for our entry model again, which is what we had here, where we had a clean sweep of these highs. We get a breaker structure here. Pretty much waited for price to come back into this area to show signs of weakness for buyers, which we had a nice engulfing candle destroying this 5 minute gap. So that, to me, that was a good trade that I can take. The mistake I made was the fact that we actually swept some 4 hour lows. So I should have noticed that when I did my 4 hour analysis to see, where we could look to target, or where the next liquidity draw would be at. So ideally, we would want to see price fill in this area a little bit more, take out more highs, look for more shorts. Um, that's if the 1 hour stays bearish. So if we break above these highs here, I would look to go long just because that 4 hour liquidity sweep with a 1 hour breaker structure, I am looking to go long. Um, it would be a good position to go long to then take out, start taking out these 1 hour liquidity draws as well. But yeah, the mistake I made was the mistake I made was the fact that we took out these 4 hour draws, which was here. We get a nice, yeah, and price obviously reacted from it being a high time frame POI. We get a nice reaction from it, but it is one of those things where we can look to continue go short. We'd have to see a clean sweep of a 15 minute high. So maybe prices, well, ideally I think price is actually going to come and chase these highs, and then kind of form an entry model from there. But again, it's something that I should have looked out for. So if I knew that we took out these 4 hour lows, I would have waited for a better opportunity to go short. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to take a trade on this move down, um, but on this move down, we actually took out these 4 hour lows, so or those previous lows. So this range actually meant something, um, and this range chased something, which in this case was those 4 hour lows. Um, and yeah, so a good trade. We had our entry model, good trade, but again, I just need to remember, to watch out for those high time frame highs and those high time frame lows. Because they are our draws. So when we see that all those lows and highs been taken out, we should be looking for a trade in the opposite direction. Or, if we get a flip on the 15 minute, we can look for a 5 minute sweep of lows and then continue to take out these 15 minute highs. But again, one of those things where we'll come to it and we'll um, kind of get there when we get there. But yeah, again, the mistake I made was definitely not forgetting to mark out those 4 hour lows as they were taken out in a clean motion and prices instantly reverse and chasing internal to maybe target more external. But we'll see um, what price wants to do. But yeah, I would say the only reason why this trade didn't work out was because we swept these 4 hour lows. So something to keep note of next time. That we have to look out for those high time frame highs and lows. So yeah, I mean that kind of wraps it up for today's trade. Thank you guys so much for watching. Um, Again, let me know what you guys think in terms of yeah. Let me know. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Also, just want to thank you guys so much for checking in with me and keeping me accountable, making sure that I'm grinding and making sure that these videos are out every single day. Well, Monday to Thursday, Sunday being a check-in video. But yeah, just want to thank you guys so much for watching, keeping me motivated, keeping me going. Just want to say all glory to God. Wouldn't be on this journey or wouldn't have lasted on this journey without Him. So I want to give all thanks to Him as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.